All right, man. So this is part 4 of me watching all of One Piece so you don't have to. So right now we got Usopp, and this dude already seen that Klahadore ain't really Klahadore. He's actually Clout, who's a pirate captain who, you know, he got a good name on his back. Everybody know him for unaliving people to the fullest degree. Now Usopp's lying ass is trying to go into the town and to his old lady and trying to expose what Klahadore really is, which is he ain't Klahadore, he's Klaus. So right now Usopp's running back to town trying to tell everybody what's up. I don't know why he's thinking anybody's going to believe him, because, you know, he's been lying since he was a jit, but he also thinks Luffy's checked out. He's unalive. But of course, like I said, we both know that he ain't alive. Usopp's talking to all the townspeople. He's like, yo, pirates are coming, like he normally does. And he's trying to be serious this time. Like I said, the boy who cries wolf. And no one's listening to him. They all want to beat him up because they think he's just trying to be another nuisance. Usopp's like, all right, man, this is obviously not going to work out. So let me at least go to my old lady and save her, because she's the main one that's getting targeted in this whole plot. So Usopp runs back over to his old lady's house. He's like, Kaya, you got to get out of here. Klahadore ain't really Klahadore. He's actually Klaus. He's a pirate. And he's actually trying to unalive you soon. And it's going to be ASAP. Now, of course, Kaya's been knowing Klahadore for about 3 years now. He's been nothing but loyal. He's always been trying to help her out. He's a little toxic. I mean, I think it was episode 10 where he was talking to her on the bed, talking about, oh, do you think I'm really a bad person for talking to Usopp the way I did? You know, it's just that I want the best for you. Like trying to gaslight her into thinking that he ain't really a bad dude. And brother, he kind of played the cards. You know what I'm saying? He made it seem like he was really trying to watch out for her.
Yeah, boy.
Now, of course, Usopp just looks like a liar. And he looked like he's just trying to get revenge on Klahadore because he was talking smack to him about his pops. So Kaya's not hearing none of it. She ain't even buying a little bit. She's like, bro, you're pathetic. You're only talking about this because he did what he did to you. I know it was mean, but you really going out the way to say he's going to hurt him. All this kind of extra stuff that he's actually telling the truth, but he ain't doing it the right way. Now, if I was him, I would have said, yo, I normally lie to you, but right now I'm not lying to you. You're actually going to get unalived, and it's really due to your money. You can believe me if you want, but I'm really telling you the truth right now. I heard this dude talking. You know, I would have expressed a little bit more than what he's doing, other than like trying to just say, hey, listen to me, but he's kind of stupid. Obviously, he has a long behind nose like Pinocchio for a reason. Next thing you know, he starts grabbing on Kaya. He started putting hands on Kaya, trying to save her, quote unquote, trying to drag her out her room. It's looking mad bad for him, bro. Like, 1, you're a pirate. 2, you already lie a lot. And 3, now you're some random trying to take a girl out of her dang mansion from her window. Brother, you're kind of dumb. So he pulls her out of the mansion, jumps all the way down to the first floor with her in hand, like he just got super strength. And then he trying to pull her away. Now, Kaya's not trying to stand for none of this. She's getting sick and tired of his shenanigans, so she slaps him in the face and calls him pathetic. She really gets down to the nitty gritty and hurts his feelings. After this, Mary Had a Little Lamb, her butler, comes out of nowhere and he has a 9 pointed at Usopp. And I didn't think Buddy had guts like this, but he's out here really trying to protect people. So he points the 9 at Usopp and he actually fires and he hits Usopp in the arm. And Usopp get up, brush it off, and starts running away. So, but you know, Usopp, you know, he's starting to show a little color now. He's saying, you know, he's kind of hard. He's kind of cool. After this, he has the townspeople chasing him once again, and he now knows that his old lady's not trusting him anymore. So he runs off back to his homies and he's all sad and everything, really talking about how, hey, I screwed up. They're about to come and ruin my town, and you know, they're about to decimate everybody. And the girl I love, Kaya, is also about to get unalived in the whole process. So he wasn't at first going to talk to his friends and tell him this, like Luffy and Nami and Zoro. He was actually just going to go ahead and just act like nobody's going to believe him, let things happen and play out the way it plays out. But Luffy came back to life, of course, and he was saying, no, this is all true. I understood the plot. I heard what was going on. I told Zoro and Nami already, so we actually got to devise a plan to stop him. And of course, Usopp's all happy, crying, and he's like, wow, I really got people that's going to help me out. Cutscene back to Klaus, aka Klahadore. He's going back to the mansion just to act normal, like nothing's happened. Like Usopp didn't just overhear his whole plan. Like he didn't just plot with his homeboy to go ahead and unalive Kaya. And he gets talking to Mary. He's like, how's it going, Mary? How things been? You know, chatting up all casual. He ends up seeing his little gift box and he's like, oh, what's this? And Mary's like, oh, this is a gift from Kaya because you've been here for 3 years. She wanted to get you a gift because your glasses always falling off your face and you always push them up all awkwardly. So these ones will stay on your face. Klahadore ends up looking at the glasses, chuckles a little bit, throws them down and starts crushing them with his foot, completely disrespecting the gift. Of course, Mary's like outraged, talking about, yo, what are you doing? This is a gift for you from Kaya. Why are you being so cruel? Klahadore, knowing that he's about to let loose his plan in the next couple of hours, he don't really care anymore. He's starting to show his color. He's like, you know what? I ain't really who I am. He starts walking over to Mary. He puts on his weird behind Edward Scissorhand sword knife glove thing leaving, and he gets to slicing up on Mary. And this is just terrible, man. Mary ain't do nothing. Mary's a real one. So he ends up getting sliced up, and Mary's pretty much on the floor leaking out. And this is unfortunate. Claudor ends up going back to Kaya's room, and he's just looking at her all creepily. He's over there caressing her face with his knives, and he's like, just being a creep, man. He's over there contemplating whether he should just do it now. And, you know, he stays there for a little while, looking kind of weird, and he's like, nah, I gotta stick to the plot. I gotta stick to the plan. And he ends up walking away and leaving her alone. Cutscene to our guys, Luffy and the gang. They're over there trying to devise a plan on what to do when these pirates come over to the island trying to go ahead and enact on their plan. Usopp ends up telling them that the only way into the island is this slope, and if they're only going to be able to come in through this slope, let's go ahead and oil slick the slope so that they can't get up, which is a pretty decent plan, you know, so that's what they're going to go with. So they end up oil slicking the slope. They're waiting for the pirates to come on board. It's a couple hours later, and they realize that nobody's showing. And of course, the bonehead Usopp ends up forgetting one main important detail about his own island that he's been on since he was a jit. There are actually two ways to get onto the island. It's from the north side and the south side, and they end up being at the south side. So they got to run all the way over to the other side of the island just to make sure that they're able to stop the pirates in time. And they're running on borrowed time, man. They don't have much time. We cut scene back to the hypnotist dude, and he's getting his pirate members ready, and they're about to go ahead and go forth on land. So Usopp actually finally makes it there in time because he jets it right away. And Luffy, of course, does the same thing, running straight north, but Luffy's Luffy, and he don't really know where north is. So he's running with no sense of direction, which is really, really pointless. He just wasted time. Nami and Zoro also left back at the oil slick area, and they're about to go and leave too, but Nami ends up slipping on the oil, of course, and then she's holding on to Zoro's sword. She ends up sabotaging Zoro, which is really dumb because he's the one that can fight, and she throws him back, and she ends up jetting away just to go get the treasure that's on the other pirate ships that are coming over. So of course, she's always about the money and not really about her friend, which is pretty snaky. Anyway, now you just got Usopp and Nami at the correct location because they're the ones that got there first. Luffy's still lost, and Zoro's trying to get out the oil slick, so they're the only two defending the island against the pirates that are trying to come onto the island. Usopp's using his slingshot, Nami got her little rod out, and they're kind of doing some work, but Usopp ends up getting slapped in the head with this big behind hammer mallet that's made out of stone, and then he starts going downhill from there. He's not really doing too well. Nami trying to do a little something, of course, as well, but she's also losing pretty bad, and then the pirates are about to come on land. So they start walking past Usopp as he's laying on the floor all kind of, you know, beat up, and Usopp grabs onto their ankles, trying to hold him back, really just looking sad. They end up kicking him off one more time, and they start bum rushing the island. And of course, in the nick of time, Luffy and Zoro get there, and they start knocking all the pirates back, and that's when the pirates pretty much are starting to lose the battle here. Of course, the hypnotist dude has his little power thingy, so he starts hypnotizing all the pirates in order to become stronger just by telling them that they will become stronger. And of course, Luffy never stops looking at this ring, so he also gets hypnotized as well, and now he's extra strong too. But he's mindlessly strong, so he doesn't really have any plan. He just bum rushing in like they're bum rushing in. So he gets to them, he starts rocket fisting all the pirates, and then he ends up beating them once again. He still ain't done though, so he runs over to their ship, rips off the cat face, and then he's about to knock all of them out with that as well, but he gets hypnotized by the hypnotist because he's Luffy and he don't know how to look away from stupid ring. Now he's stuck under this big cat sail thing that, you know, I guess somehow directs the boat in a way. I don't know what that thing does, but he's stuck under the big cat sail thing that's a part of the ship, and he's pretty much out of commission, of course, once again. And I don't know if it's just me about One Piece, man, but I hate when they do this with the main character where they keep making him do stupid shit where he just ends up going out of commission. He can't help nobody. So it's a little annoying. Now, of course, you only have Zoro who's able to fend off everybody, and Zoro's getting into action. The pirates know that they can't really do nothing against Zoro, so the hypnotist dude calls out these two other dudes, Butchie and Shiam. And let me tell you, man, they look sus as hell. They look extra sus. So one of them got like a big back, the other dude got on booty shorts, and he like extra skinny, bro. It's just all weird in itself. But somehow, some way, they putting up a good fight against Zoro. And the only reason why they're actually putting up a good fight is because the skinny dude was able to take two of Zoro's swords, and y'all know he's a 3 swordsman, so he can't really defend as well. So he's defending both of them with one sword, and it's kind of slowing them down. Nami sees this, and she tries to go get the other swords for Zoro, but the hypnotist dude ends up using his little ring as a weapon and cuts her shoulder up. And now she's low-key out of commission too. And when all this is going down, Klaus ends up popping up. He's like times 10 pressed. He's looking at them like, why aren't you guys following the plan? Well, what's going on? And he doesn't understand what's taking him so long. Butchie and Shiam grow some balls, and they're like, oh, you think you're gonna come over here and try to tell us what to do? You haven't been our pirate captain for about 3 years. You weak now. You haven't been fighting like we've been fighting. We've been unaliving people back to back. You've been sitting in a mansion getting pampered. You're not who you used to be, Klaus. And then Klaus is like, oh, bet. Okay, bet. That's how it's gonna be. So then he starts doing like this weird little, I think they call it the pussyfoot tap, something. I hope that this doesn't get shut down. But he starts doing some weird tap dancing ritual step, and he somehow is able to teleport with that. And yeah, it just, I don't even know what else to say about that. But he starts doing this thing, and he's shows Shim and Butchie that, nah, he's still who he used to be. He's just been playing his role in this whole plot. Nami ends up getting back on her feet and kicks Zoro his other 2 swords, and then he's able to take out the Meow brothers in like one swift swipe, which is mad cool. Only thing is, the big back brother didn't fall. One of them did, but the other one still got some energy. So he goes over to the hypnotist dude and he's like, yo, make me stronger. And he gets an even bigger back because he gets even stronger, which is, you know, he's huge now. As this is all going down, Nami once again gets on her feet and she runs over to Luffy, wakes him up, and then the hypnotist dude tries to take out Nami by beheading her, bro. So he's throwing his little hypnotist ring straight at Nami and it's coming straight for her. But then Luffy gets up in the nick of time, of course, once again, and he ends up catching the knife ring in his mouth. He breaks it with his teeth, and then cuts scene to Kaya. Now everybody just popping up. Kaya starts running straight down the street. I don't know why she's running into this kind of dangerous ass party, but she runs up on Kuro, which is Klahadore, and she's about to get unalive because Klaus is like, don't you ever sneak up on me, and he's about to swipe her back. But then Usopp, in the nick of time, once again, jumps and saves her, and she's okay. Kaya gets back up. She's talking to Klaus. She's like, you can have all this stuff. You can have the riches and everything. I don't even want it. Just leave the island and don't come back. And Klaus is like, nah. That's not what I want. That's not what's gonna happen here. I want the island. I want peace and serenity, and I want your riches. I want to live like a normal person amongst my pirate crew with the island people, but I want to do it in the way I want to do it. So he doesn't even want to do it with peace. He wants to like take her riches, have his pirate crew on the island, and be amongst the island people like they all love him. Dude is mad toxic. I'm just saying. So he ends up walking over to Kaya, and then she pulls out the 9 on him, the same 9 that Mary used on Usopp earlier. And she's like, nah, if that's how it's gonna be, then I gotta take you out too. And Klahadore, of course, he's not gonna stand for that. So he's once again doing his toxic role. And it's like, you know, I've known you for 3 years. I've taken care of you. I loved you like my own. And all this other extra toxic crap. And he's walking over her trying to calm her down. He takes the gun from her, and then Usopp stands up, somehow gets the gun, and now he's pointing it at Klaus. And then Klaus does his little pussyfoot step, and he starts doing a with the little music going on in the background. And he somehow gets behind Usopp and is about to cat scratch his face off because Usopp landed a punch on him earlier. So he's trying to return the favor. Of course, Luffy's up now. He's mad far away, but he has a stretchy arm. So he stretches his arm all the way over to where Usopp and Klaus is, and he punches him in the face, knocking Klaus all the way back. And this is where we get the to be continued. So that's it for now, man. It's actually starting to get a little good. We're gonna see who's gonna pop up on the Pirate Crew next. I think Usopp may, but I for some reason I feel like Usopp won't, because he wants to be Captain Usopp. So he may go on and do his own thing. For some reason I feel like that's gonna happen. But either way, somehow, some way, they're gonna get another Pirate Crew member, and then we're gonna go from there. Anyway, man, this has been Marv once again with What I Missed, and I'll see you in the next recap. Peace.